WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskey. I did not know that this is rare and exotic, but it's new. Therefore, I'm the first one I've seen online with this. Aberlour Distillery, Speyside, single malt Scotch whiskey, double cask matured, 14 years old, 40%, distilled and bottled in Scotland. Yay, matured in 2 casks after 14 years. Our craftsmen carefully pair the whiskies together to achieve just the right balance of sweetness, blackberry, and spice. Ooh, blackberry. So, dumpy bottle looks very much exactly like the Aberlour Abona do. I really like that. At the moment, Aberlour has a 12-year-old. This is the 14-year-old. They have a 16-year-old. They have an 18-year-old. And, of course, they have the Abona, the no-age statement cask strength monsters out there, sherry monsters, which I adore and love. The old ones are better than new ones, yes. So we actually have a real cork here. We have a nice little cap. I like Aberlour, at least in some of their things. I was at the distillery in March of 2019. Basically, I got a private tour. I'm just going to put this over here. How did that happen? I was in between tours, and then I showed my little business card, and someone Googled me, was like, oh, he's an influencer, content creator. Let's give him a private tour. It was at the end of the day anyways. Maybe no one else showed up. And we went through the distillery, we talked, it was very, very, I love to be on a tour where I don't have to hear the typical spiel, that typical, what they've just memorized and talked about all that. We can ask questions, there's a dialogue, we go through there and we can point out the things. I've been to 50 plus distilleries. I don't need to hear the same thing about the mash tun and about the washbacks and about the pot stills and all that. I'm not really interested in all that, but I am interested in the history. I'm interested in the production. I'm interested in the specifications there. This was the first place I actually saw that they said, shh, whiskey's sleeping in the warehouse right beside the distillery. And by the way, Aberlour is now going to, they had the permit, I think, in the end of 2019. COVID stopped it, but 2021, they should actually start building their extension to this distillery, which will basically double the production size there. Because when I was there, they said they were running 24/7, 50 weeks a year to just keep up with demand, and that was just impossible. And so they're just going to, Cheva's brothers, Pinot Ricard, is just going to add on a new extension. Beautiful pictures where you can see the pot stills and you can look out into the forest there. Going to be very, very nice. Beautiful place. Aberlour is a nice little town anyways. And this is a nice little distillery. All right, good. If I can read the back for you real quick. It says, Aberlour whiskey was born in the Speyside village of Aberlour. Made with local spring water from the Ben Rinnes and barley, now locally sourced from the fields near our distillery. Oh, cool. I did not know that they actually used local barley. Well done. Many distilleries in Scotland do not. They import it maybe from Germany or from France or Poland or other places. Very, very good. So we mature the single malt in 2 different casks. We have American oak and we have Spanish sherry. The first time I read that, I was like, oh, that's Spanish oak. No, it's not. Well, might be. But Spanish sherry just means Spanish sherry has to be in Spain. It's that little triangle around Jerez that has to be made. Anything outside of that is not sherry. And so I would have been sherry matured in Spanish oak. I would have went, yay. So their rich flavors infuse our whiskey over time. And after the 14 years, as I mentioned here, our craftsmen bring the spirits in both casks together. This is an art, not a science. Ooh. And to achieve just the right balance of depth and flavor. As our founder, James Fleming, maybe you heard that name before, knew back in 1879, the truth is always in the tasting. And interesting enough, it says here, let the deed show. I don't know, let's see if I can get this in here. Instead of let the truth show, let the deed show. A little bit of a slogan here from our Aberlour distillery. All right, very, very good. I'm going to, first of all, just try it. I'm not even really sure I'm going to pull out a comparison whiskey. I don't have anything else from Aberlour here at the moment, so it'd be kind of superficial to compare it to something else. Now, on the nose, it's actually nice. I do get a little bit of I call it a cherry. They call it a blackberry. For me, it's a cherry. I got a little bit of a caramel toffee moment. But I do get a little bit of an alcohol sharpness. And this is 40%. This is 14 years of age. I'm surprised at how much alcohol actually reached my nose. Now, when I was at Aberlour and I did my nice little tour there, at the end, of course, there was a tasting. And what was really, really fantastic there was that they actually pulled out from Aberlour one bottle that was bourbon cask matured, and they pulled out another bottle, basically the sister, that was sherry cask matured. Both of them, I think they were 14 years old. You could buy them both at the gift shop. And you could compare the two, and that was really, really interesting to see the effect the cask had on that spirit. Now, over here, we just basically have a mixture. I'm not sure if it's 50-50, maybe it's 50, maybe it's 60, maybe it's 40, maybe it's 30-70. I don't know what percentage they're using. They call it an art form, right? And so they mix the two together and they create this. I find the price of about 50 euros a little bit expensive for a 14-year-old whiskey. I can get, yes, it's not 14, it's only 12. I can get a 12-year-old Glenfarclas in a 1 liter bottle with 43%, not 40%, for under 35 euros. So I'm getting more whiskey at a higher percentage point. 2 years I'm missing. Almost better tasting, in my opinion. That was my control whiskey in my German video, by the way. I preferred that to this. Says a lot, I think. All right. No, it's not bad. Let's try it. Cheers. Hmm. Hmm. That is unique. There's a astringency, but it doesn't do this. But it is a little bit of a sawdust moment. There is a sweetness, definitely towards the end in the finish. But the whole time there's a light, it's not bitter, but it's woodiness. It's not a old oak, it's more of a, there's a light little bit of a dark chocolate moment. I, I must admit, this whiskey confounds me a little bit. I expected a nice, sweet, cherry, nice, what I, Aberlour Abernow, what I love, what I like, and it's not. There's a lot less of the sweetness involved and a lot more of the wood. Now, it says here sherry casks. It doesn't say what type of sherry. So it doesn't say Oloroso, it doesn't say Pedro Jimenez, it does not say Palo Cortado or whatever else we can have, Fino. So what I'm assuming is these are second, third fill sherry casks. Nowhere on the bottle does it say natural color or on the tube. In Germany, if it arrives here, it should have to declare if it has coloring in it or not, and it doesn't. So I must assume that this is a natural color, which is a very, very, very dark color, by the way. So, yeah, interesting. It just doesn't reach me where I'm at. It encourages me to go someplace I'm not at where it is. Another little try. I put water in this, actually. I diluted it down to 25%. I got a very, very plasticine. I got a very, very woody note. It did not come out well at all. I've never had a whiskey deteriorate that much with that bad of a flavor profile with water like this one. I've had whiskeys just absolutely break up and disappear and turn into water, but this turned into a woody type of plastic note, which was actually a little bit nasty. Okay. This just isn't my wheelhouse. That's my problem. I'm going to give it a C. I think the 50 euros basically I have to pay for this is a little bit too much. I'm going to give it a D. I would have liked a little bit more of a sherry moment. If I can read the tasting notes real quick, they say the look is deep amber with honeyed gold. Why not? The aroma is well balanced with sweet vanillas and ripe cherry. Got the cherry. The taste is round and smooth with soft caramel. Tiny little bit caramel I did have. Blackberry, jam, and subtle spice. I'm not sure about that spice. Maybe that's what we're talking about here. Like an allspice type of moment. Maybe. And the finish is long, sweet, and perfectly balanced. Not at all. The deed is in the tasting. So the truth and the deed is in the tasting. All right, very, very good. Not my cup of tea. Hey, go try it. I would prefer the 12 double oaked used to be, or double wood, double oaked, whatever it's called. Used to be my entry level whiskey together with Glendronach 12. Glendronach 12 remained in my list. In the meanwhile, the Aberlour 12-year-old double wood is what it's called. Has a very, very new makey moment in there, which I did not like. The 18 was fabulous, a little bit expensive, and the 16 was basically something I can only find in France. So maybe you in the States or someplace else have more availability for the 16-year-old, which was really nice. At least it was. All right, thank you very much for watching. Whiskey Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American. Please like, subscribe, tell others. Maybe share this video if you like. Well, don't share it. It's not a good video for Aberlour, so don't share. But tell others about Whiskey Jason here, tasting a lot of whiskeys. Almost every other day you'll see a video here come out. I do my German video first, and then I do my English video. Yeah, let's see what happens in the future. My question of the day, Aberlour. What is your favorite expression? My favorite expression has to be Aberlour. That cherry bomb, cask strength, no age statement, yummy, yummy. The older ones were much better than the new ones. Over here, we're up to edition number 68. Maybe even we're at 69 or 70 at the moment. A couple a year, I can't keep up. That's the way things are. All the best. See you soon. Whiskey Jason here. Bye-bye.